We are back. This is NATV Network, home of NATV Podcasts and NATV Radio. All right, now that I got that out of the way, I see you people. I see you. 76, Tanya, Eric. We just finished the show together, Eric, Tanya. New name, Eric, Tanya. I hope we have fun today. We're in here somewhere. I see you smiling, Emily. I see you, Elizabeth. All right. Everybody's getting ready. What is that? They're saying that I'm fashionably late? That's cool. All right. Hey, Trace, are you out there somewhere?
I am. Can you hear me?
Everybody's waiting for us. Yes, I can hear you. Is Emily alive? Well, a wave? Emily, I got a wave?
I'm here.
Vocals would be good.
Hello.
I'm going to move some people around. We're doing this live, so all kind of things are happening. All kind of stuff is happening, so... Everybody's so quiet. Look at you. You guys were talking a lot before the show started. And I can't tell everybody what you're talking about.
It was the show. It was the show before the show.
Oh, it was a show, all right. What you were talking about. Everybody, look, it's been a long time that NATV Live has been on. This is how we got started. Just myself and some people coming on, telling their story back on Instagram, August of 2020. This is the first one in a long time to do it this way. And I've got these beautiful ladies with me who are going to share and give you a source of encouragement on surviving narcissistic abuse. So hang in there for a little bit. I'm just going to put stuff on the screen. And Tracy, you know, you can read it out. Emily, you can read it out. You can just read whatever's on the screen. Everybody's coming to get encouraged. So feel free to say what you see on the screen. It's all good. We are all broken. That's how the light gets in. Man, dropping some Ernest Hemingway.
That's cool.
That's pretty neat. Amen. You know?
Amen to that.
I don't have a degree that deep, man. I got a ghetto degree.
We see that Dr. Pepper is on here. Remember, we didn't get that right last time. We're like, DRRPPR 76.
I left it alone. I almost did it, but I remembered. Here we go. He was they were the first one here. It was a
yes.
he, right?
Yes. Thank you for being here, you guys. Thanks so much for coming on.
Totally. Yeah, I was late. I was getting my hair done, people. That's why you don't see me on camera yet. You know, it's rough, you know. I got a afro. All right, so I'm trying. Emily, you okay over there? You're not nervous, are you, Emily?
I'm doing good.
I'm messing with you. It's like she's in school, Trace. It's like she's trying to be really proper.
Yes, I have to be proper. Usually I have my legs up on the desk.
Okay. We can do that. Just put the camera up a little bit, depending on what you got on. So Dr. Pepper, right? It is Dr. Pepper 76. Remember, we were trying to figure out how to say that. I was saying dripper and
dripper.
My old 60-year-old eyes couldn't see what it was. But we got it. We gotta say cheers. And cheers back to you, Eric. Let's see what else they got. All kind of stuff in here. Oh man, everybody's connecting. They were here sitting there waiting for you guys. What does that say? Tracy, could you read it for my old eyes?
Oh,
please?
no kidding. He had loved too much and wore it out. Also Hemingway, but that dude needed to put the bottle down. What's done is done. Ernest Hemingway was a drunk.
Called the
Oh,
man a
no.
slush. Called the man a slush. Much love to you, Dr. Pepper. Now that we remember.
Sammy Sam has a comment here.
Where you at there? You way ahead of me. That's where you are, huh?
Yes.
You are. Okay. I got to go ahead and say what it is, and I'll get to it. I'm just going to put them up in order. Go ahead.
Sammy Sam said, are most domestic abusers narcissist or personality disordered? Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
I want you guys. So everybody, I just want to introduce you to
Yep.
Emily over here in the corner and Elizabeth, the two E's, and they are clients and
Go get it, girl. Go get it, girl. Drop it cool. Drop the mic there.
They've been working with me for years, but also they're more than that to me. They're my friends, and they are wonderful people that I think would just. We were, Paxton's idea was to get them on here. They went to the retreats, and we're going to get into all that, the narcissistic abuse retreats that I put on. But they have a lot of very valuable information to share with you guys out there. And yeah, I mean, to get back to, are they personality disorder? Are they narcissist? The way I want to say it is like this, right? And I'm sure you guys can touch upon this. You can slap whatever label you want to slap on these people, but you have to look at it like this. Would I do to them what they just did to me? And if the answer is no, I would never do that. Stay away from those people. Period. Because you're going to get different diagnosis, and you're going to get people out there that say, oh, the one thing I'm sure Emily and Elizabeth can touch upon is that these people all act the same. I mean, literally, strategically, they are unhealthy to the core, and they do the same things over and over, right, guys? I mean, it doesn't matter if it was a family member, all the way to somebody you dated, to somebody you married. You guys know.
Yeah, and it's crazy too, because my ex-husband, for example, I told him, "Oh, you gaslighted me," and he asked, "What is gaslighting?" And then I had to explain to him it's him making me feel like my reality wasn't real by saying something and then saying later that he did not say that.
Yep. Yeah, and so that strategic behavior you're going to find in many, if not most of them. Sometimes they're more covert about how they're going to go about manipulating you. But at the end of the day, you're going to be manipulated, and you're going to be lied to, and you're going to be gaslit, as Elizabeth just explained. And I mean, Emily's 25. Okay, we were just talking before we came on about how Emily all the way up to Kim, who comes to the retreats, and Kim's in her mid 50s. We're all still going through the same stuff, right? So it's not a generational, it's not a millennial problem or a Gen X problem, right?
It might be getting worse in some ways, but yeah, it's the same thing.
Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where you're going to need support on crazy, insane people for probably a lifetime. And I mean, that's why I really believe in these retreats. And I'm happy that you guys came to them. Elizabeth came to the first one. Emily came to the second one. And the both of them hopefully will be coming to the next one so they can meet each other in person. But isn't it so necessary and needed to get together with a bunch of other people who have gone through the same thing, so you don't feel like you're going crazy or you're alone?
Yeah, that was a really great experience. It helps me to stay on course, and we all keep each other accountable. So we're talking. Yeah, like I love talking to you throughout the day, Tracy. Sometimes, I don't want to bother you, but
no, it's that support. I mean, it's needed. I mean, I need it too. Even though I'm coaching people, you still go through stuff throughout the week and you're like, this is crazy. This person is insane. Right. And I mean, they're going to pop up in your life, you guys. That's what you need to know is like, you could be done with one narc and there's going to be another one waiting for you. It's going to be the new next door neighbor. It's going to be the new coworker that just came to your job. It's going to be your new partner's best friend that you got to deal with or something, you know? I mean, they're everywhere. Am I right? This is like a serious problem. And it's not, like you said, Emily, it's not getting any better.
I know one thing. We need to say who Emily is because their names have disappeared and totally forgot about that. My bad, everybody, as I'm moderating the chat here. But on the top to your right, or you can raise your hand and throw it out to everybody, is Elizabeth.
I'm on the top right.
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
She's like, wait a minute, that is me. And below that, in the box below, this is like Hollywood Squares, is Emily. We just don't have Paul in here. Anyhow, so that's you guys are too young.
That one went over my head, yeah.
Oh, that's messed up. Now you're like my daughters. Way to go, Emily. I'm gonna cry.
It make us feel old, Emily.
So Tanya, there you go, my friend. Tanya just wanted to know, as you guys could see there, what's up on the screen. She wanted to know you guys know your names.
Dr. Pepper, I got something for you for that comment right here, right here.
Oh my God.
Wait,
they must know you, Tracy.
Wait, I gotta get to that. Hold on. You're gonna do it again. So this is what you got. Everybody can check on the screen. Comment with. He already beat us to it. How did he know that? We were just talking about that.
Because Dr. Pepper knows my silly sense of humor, I would imagine by now. I've been seeing that name on my channel for like years. Oh gosh.
Did you wait? This is not the first time you've had that cup up then. Did you have it on your channel?
No,
okay.
Everybody. Well, maybe the first time on your show. It gets classy around here, I'll tell you.
Okay, now you got to put it up one more time. So when I make where's
the background noise for this one, Paxton?
Cheers! Yeah, we need a cheers for that.
One more time for the people in the back row. All right. Okay. All right. So what else we got? So there's a whole lot happening here. I just got to throw this in here. Eric says, what did Eric say? For real, we're not crazy. No. At what point in a relationship with a narcissistic abuse, Emily or Elizabeth, did you feel that you thought you were going crazy? The beginning, in the middle, toward the end, all of the above? What? Anybody? Just jump right in, you guys.
Do you want to go first or second, Emily?
You can go.
It was towards the end of the relationship for me because I noticed that when we got into arguments, everything was always put back on me, that it was my fault, that I'm the one that did XYZ, and that if I hadn't done XYZ, then we wouldn't be in this fight. And then he would do the whole word salad thing. And what that is where you're talking to somebody and they'll take you on all these different topics so that by the end of the conversation, you're completely confused and you don't even remember what the original conversation was. And then he would do stuff to me where he would say that, oh, I told you XYZ, and I know 100% that he did not tell me XYZ, but that also makes you question your reality.
How about you, Emily? I'm sorry, go ahead.
And like you were saying, Elizabeth, too, about having to explain yourself. Yeah, that's a common tactic. It gets into a cyclical debate that it's like Groundhog Day, and every day it's the same thing. And you just can't seem to understand like why, no matter how many different ways you say it, the other person still isn't understanding it. So that over a long period of time, yeah, it can drive you pretty mad.
Did you feel that no one else understood you, even if you tried to explain it to them what you were going through? If someone, a friend or a family member, did you try to tell anyone else, or you just in silence held on to this, trying to decide whether you were going mad or not?
I kept it all to myself. I didn't tell anybody because I didn't want anybody to know what my marriage was like in actuality. And I knew that if I told my family or friends what was happening, that they would hate my spouse at the time, and that's the father of my daughter, unfortunately. And so, for those reasons, to save face, I just held it all in. But I feel like I was led to Tracy and to the knowledge of this subject in particular, because what's crazy is, all the time our cell phones are listening to us. And I think that my cell phone, in listening to me, started pulling up from the terms that I was saying, the things that I was saying, YouTube videos on this subject, which then in turn led me to Tracy, which I know exactly why that happened, but I know that people have different points of views and different beliefs when it comes to religion, so we'll stay away from that. But I have faith that that's exactly why. It was to bring me healing and to bring bring names to these things that I was experiencing, and for that to help me with my healing journey, because then I knew I'm not crazy. This behavior is called this, and this is this. And so it's very cathartic for me.
And you really felt the support from the creator of the universe was moving you away from that situation. Is that what you're trying to explain or say? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I feel like God led me to learning about narcissistic abuse and to Tracy in particular. But yes, also to your point, I walked in on my husband with the woman that he cheated on me and left me for 2.5 years. I caught them in my bedroom. And so, yeah, when I found out, I said to him that God is bringing your darkness to light, So I do feel like in a multitude of ways that I was being released from that.
Yeah. And in that taking place, from that time, that period of time till now, maybe 2 words for someone that's going through the same thing, or maybe they're trying to make sense of what they're going through. From that period of time when that happened till now, what 2 words come to mind to describe what you've been going through?
What I've been going through during my relationship or post-relationship?
Post-relationship.
Oh, it's hard to describe it in 2 words. I would say that time heals all wounds, and that forgiveness is key, not for them, but for yourselves. And you have to forgive somebody that never apologizes to you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Emily, you're 25 years old. I would have never known that, except Trace said it before we started the show.
Yeah.
I really seriously thought you were 26. But what I was going to say is, I just messing with you. Wait, I got to do that. Hold on a second. Okay. So
how old did you think I was?
Okay, I was just joking.
You're pushing 50
don't
over
start
there.
asking. Yeah, I agree with Trace. So you're pushing 50. So thank you, everybody here that's in the chat. I see what you guys got going on. I'm still going to keep putting up, and we're going to go back to some of the things that you said. But Emily, your experience was in a relationship. Did you also have family narcs? What happened?
Yeah, I want to know too. I haven't heard.
Yeah.
I'm being nice. I was trying to be a nice way I go about saying it, but go ahead.
No, it's understandable. For me, it started at a young age, and probably a lot of people can relate to that, but just a lot of narcissistic dynamics with my parents. They split up when I was very young, and then I had a stepfather after that. And it was just very tumultuous for me growing up, and I kind of rebelled and went on a crazy tangent. But then that kind of led me into some bad relationships later on, where I started getting into narcissistic relationships with men, because that was pretty much all that I knew. And it's been one after another for me.
Yeah.
It took me until learning about narcissistic abuse to cut that cycle off, and they still try to come back into my life. And now it's stopping it before it happens. So I'm at least glad that I'm to that point now where it's not, in my life.
Right. As soon as you see it, now it's just like, bye-bye. You don't have to think twice about it.
Yeah.
Here's your stuff. I'll smell you never. Not smell you later. It's I'll smell you never.
Except you can't do that with family, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Yep.
Your take on that, Tracy, by what she just said about family?
Well, I think a lot of us can't really talk about that very much for a multitude of reasons. But yeah, I think that for many of us, we were given these examples as kids by members and people that are very close to us that were our caregivers or our influence, if you will. And as you get older and you start to recognize, oh wow, these people I was dating felt awfully familiar and I don't know why. And then
Mhm.
all of a sudden you start to get your hands on this education and you put two and two together and you're like, wow. I mean, for me, I realized it was a lot of people growing up that showed me this type of behavior. So when I went on to date, that felt very familiar. The combative attitude, the prideful attitude, the defense mechanisms, and it's almost like you feel sorry for these people because you don't understand. And then all of a sudden, when you understand that it was somebody that raised you, or you grew up next door, or it was a best friend, or something like this, that you've seen this, then it's like, okay, I need to sort of make peace, and I need to make peace with this because some of us, we can't cut off, you can't cut off these people. You do want to see them twice a year at Christmas and Easter, or it's just that, you're in a situation where I know so many people, they cannot cut off their family. It's very, that's where it becomes very difficult. So that's where the boundaries come in, right, guys? I mean, you need to know when to be like, okay, I'm not talking to you. I told you I wasn't going to pick up the phone if you're drunk, and you're drunk. So I'm sorry. Like you have to get stern once you get educated that, okay, it was either mom, dad, whomever, grandma, uh they're not healthy. When you're a kid, you don't know what healthy is or unhealthy until you start to get, as an adult, you grow up and you learn about this stuff, right? I mean, as a kid, how do you know that that was wrong? So it's important for what we're doing right now and talking about this with one another, because that way there you can recognize, oh wow, you too, you went through that. That's not normal. And it's like, no, you know what I mean? No, it's not.
Most of the time, when you were experiencing either in your relationship, Elizabeth, or Emily, in your relationship, the dynamics that you experience or continue to experience, what do you do to sustain yourself so that you can stay emotionally stable and not go back and leave yourself vulnerable to an emotional predator? What are some things you do to keep yourself going and moving forward that could help someone else?
By the way, I love that you just said emotional predator. That's amazing. That's perfect. Okay.
I love listening to videos like this and just continuing to learn about the subject, focusing on my healing, and also having a network, which of course this is also what this is about. Through Tracy, I was able to find a network of people that understood, and that helps you stay in a healthy point to where you don't feel like that needy kind of energy.
My mom has borderline personality disorder, and I'm confident that that's why I was prone to picking narcissistic partners, because there's a lot of parallels between BPD and NPD. And in terms of what I've done to help myself, I've spent so many hours educating myself on narcissism that I'm pretty confident I could have a PhD in the subject by now.
Wow.
In the beginning, I saw a therapist that specializes in trauma and abuse, and so that was super helpful. And then I also found Tracy, and I liked working with Tracy most. And the reason why I picked her in particular is because she also had a husband that was a narcissist that cheated on her. So I felt like even more than a therapist, she knew the pain and the suffering and the anguish that I felt. And for that reason, I wanted to work with her because I wanted somebody that understood that pain. And then I've continued to go to therapy. I go to therapy on pretty much a weekly or a bi-weekly basis. And what else have I done? I used the parenting app for a long time to not have to have contact with him, communication with him.
I'm sorry, just for the record. So what is the parenting app? And I want to touch on some other things, but what is that real quick for anybody listening? They have no idea. It can maybe help them.
So there's all different kinds of parenting apps that you can buy. And what it is it's an app so that you don't have to text, call, or email with a partner. All the communication is completed in the app. And then it's also handy because you can use the calendar and you can also pull everything up when, say, for example, you have a court case. When I was going through my divorce and needed to show that he had actually given up time with his daughter to prove why I deserve more parenting time, you can pull all the communication out into a document and then submit that to the court. So it's super helpful as well. And then that also keeps the partner on track too, because you're not going to write inappropriate things within an app that you might through email or text message or on a phone call. So you have like backup evidence. And you don't have to
narcs hate that. Narcs hate being accountable. So definitely use that app if you're listening.
If you need to get the app, if there's a possibility, we could work this out, Elizabeth, and send that information over to us. I think you should have my email to be able to do that. I can put it in the description for the show, and we could go from there. I just want to, I need your help on something. Tanya's saying something real quick before I say something here. Tanya, what does Tanya say there? That is an awesome, go ahead.
Oh yeah, she said it's an awesome resource, a parenting app. Yeah, and a lot of people don't know about it. And just to reiterate, it's perfect because the narcissist wants to break boundaries. They want to come in. If you tell them no, they're going to text you even more. So if you use the parenting app, just like Elizabeth was saying, that can be court ordered. And when the narcissist knows that, they have to watch what they say, and they have to leave you alone and stop stalking you and saying inappropriate things. So that's a perfect place for you guys to go to get support if you have children with this monster.
The one I used was called We Parent. It's the word we and parent all together. But if you go to your app store, you can just type in parenting app and there's all different kinds of options.
Android or Apple, doesn't matter per se on the We Parent.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
So there's a resource for you, everybody, just in case you need to put that into play. Go ahead and take a look at that. Tanya also, that's Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper says, Tanya, I come from a narc family unit too. I'm glad you were able to get away. For a lot of people, that's exactly what it feels like. They're getting away and able to think clearly for themselves. Emily, if you found yourself in a situation in a room with 3 people that were 16 to 18 years of age, and they were telling you what you already have described and experienced. Oh, I was waiting for that cat. I was waiting for that cat. We already went through this in the pre-show. I was waiting for the cat to show. No,
he wants to be on camera.
My audience loves pets, and we are all 4 cat lovers. My cat Sherlock is not in. Plus, I don't have the camera on. But what I was going to say is, any words of advice for some teenager to mid 20-year-old person when they're dealing with parents that may be trying to take them on a journey of narcissistic abuse? Any words of advice for young people?
Well, it's hard if you're stuck in the house with them. So if you're 16 to 18, yeah, you're probably still living in the house with them. I spent a lot of time in my room. I spent a lot of time listening to music and just kind of getting into other hobbies. I got a lot into art and things, found ways that I could express myself. So exercising, that's also good because that's also a way to get out of the house. Anything to keep yourself busy and allow that to express express in a healthy way.
You're smiling.
All of a sudden, I'm like the big.
I was going
on
to
the
say, she's
big
smiling because she's
screen,
like, what just
"Ugh,
happened?
whose face is that?
Hey,
Oh
hey,
God!
hey, don't be talking bad about it. You look just fantastic. Okay, so Trace, you've got Trace Face It on YouTube. We've done a few shows together. These are your girls, yes?
Yeah,
That's
those
what
are
you
my
call them
girls.
yeah, that's
They
what
know
you
they're
call-
my girls. They're mine.
Yeah.
They belong to me. They're mine. Mine.
Okay. All right. You scare me. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody's talking about their cat too. Tanya's talking about her cat.
Wog. Her cat's
Wog?
name is Wog. That's a cool name. I
I've never heard
love
that.
I love like really weird names for cats. Like Stinky the cat.
Do you have one named Stinky? Do you have a cat
No.
named- I was just
No.
wondering.
Mine
Okay.
come
All
from Uncle Buck. It's Maisie and Miles.
right. Oh my
And
God.
and then we got Maverick too. Maverick's the third wheel.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mine are
All right,
Winnie
all right.
and Salem and Mango and Pepper.
Wait, did you just count off 4 cats? Is that what you said?
Well, yeah, because I've got the 2 ferals that live in my yard, and I named one so small, and she's an adult, that I named her Pepper, like a peppercorn. And then Mango is orange and white. He's an orange and white tabby. And then where is she? Sorry, I'm a mess on my couch. That's Winnie. And then I have a black cat named Salem. So I have 2 indoor, 2 outdoor.
Look at this cat looking at Emily right now,
He
like
is
just loving on you.
No, he knows he's on camera right now. He has to. I don't know how he's doing this.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think he knows he's on camera. I got one that does just the opposite when the camera's on. He doesn't want to,
Yeah, mine don't. Unless you guys know when I'm in the living room, they go up and down the stairs. Then they start showing off. Yeah.
Yeah, then yeah. Why? Yeah, sometimes cats do have that. They want to show off. I'm gonna put something up on the screen, and I'm gonna, again, I have surprises during the show. So we're talking about surviving. We're talking about surviving narcissistic abuse. So put this up on the screen. Everything's in real time here, so we're always goofing off here. We'll see what happens. There we go. So hopefully everybody can see that. Let me pull over here, and we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do that. And just for the record, I'm gonna put something else up on the screen from Tanya. She says, "I was crying yesterday." Oh, look at that.
Yeah. I tell people all the time.
Let me read that real quick. Tracy says, "I was, for those who are just listening to this and not watching us, I was crying yesterday, and Wog came and kissed my face." Her cat. Go ahead, Tracy.
Yeah, I always try to tell people, if you're going through narcissistic abuse, get an animal, get a cat, get a dog. Cats are more independent, Dogs, you're going to need a lot of time, and you're going to need some money, but but yeah, I mean, right, guys? I mean, I don't know where I would be without my animals, and without humor, I probably wouldn't be here. And I mean that, like, they're more family than they're more love. They show me what love is. Animals show me what love is more than humans.
Yeah, you find a lot of people saying that. I'm sorry. Well, somebody wanted to say something before we get to the people also ask. We're going to do that real quick. Go ahead, anybody?
No.
Man, you know what? I'm telling you, if everybody got to hear them before the show came on, look at them smiling. Look at it. And they're like, they're totally quiet right now. They're just it's like we're sitting in.
We need a prompt. Give us a prompt.
I give you a prompt. I'll put on some music and let's just get jingles.
Yeah, I was going to say, you
and
should
be
see
done
them
with
in the
it.
house when the music comes on.
There you go. That's what it is. Eric is saying Uncle Buck, that guy is infamous. 2 cats here. Sophie and Miss Judith. Judith is the runt because she a natural born killer. I'm thinking of the pre-show when you guys were talking. Nobody got to hear that. Saw it myself in real life. Sophie is a bully. She is, what? Does that say 14 pounds? Okay.
That's a big cat.
I thought it said 141. I had to check my eyes.
141 pounds.
Man, what you doing to that cat, man? What else? Somebody
That's
else
not a cat.
that's not a cat.
You got a bobcat?
Yeah.
That's a teenager, man. 6 years old for her cat, Tanya. Oh, cool. What else you guys got there? Okay, we got that. We got that. What? Okay, here we go. 29 plus pounders. What?
You got to pick that cat food up off the ground.
Yeah. You know,
Oh, they're Maine. I know why. She's got a Maine Coon cat. Those things are huge.
Oh,
Those things are
wow.
huge.
I see
They're
that now.
beautiful.
Oh, man.
Yes. I love those cats. Oh my gosh.
You can train that cat to be a watchdog at that point.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
watch cat. All right. Even Eric is going 29 pounds. Oh, man. Okay. People also ask from Google, toxic people traits. What are the signs of toxic person? What are the signs of a toxic person? Signs you're in a toxic situation with someone. There's a few of them listed. Feel free to pick any one of those that you want to talk about or have heard others talk about. I'm going to keep putting stuff up from the chat. And Tracy, go ahead and take over and do that. I'm going to run this chat.
I love this one. They see themselves as a victim of their own behavior. Ugh. They always twist it around that you did them wrong. And they are so upset because you did this, that, the other thing. When you'll be telling them right to their face that the reason you're leaving them is because they lied to you. Okay. Yeah. And they'll be sitting there being like, no, you did this, and they'll be telling people, I don't know what her problem is. She's crazy. It's her character in question, not mine. You know, like they cannot own up to what they do, and they will turn it around to be the victim. They will turn it around that you're the narcissist, and they're just this really cool guy. Right? I mean, our cool lady. They're a cool lady. But yeah, that's the one that really, you'll know you're with a toxic person when they twist the entire story around to become the victim of what they did.
Yeah, I have some great examples of that. When I caught my husband with his new girlfriend in my house, he had the audacity to tell me that he was with her and was talking to her because we don't talk anymore. So he put it back on me that it was my fault.
Classic.
Yeah. And then when we had the big fight where everything exploded, he was picking at me. He kept picking at me so that I would explode. And he was doing that on purpose so that he could say, oh, Elizabeth was the one that wanted the divorce. I'm just giving her what she wanted, so that he could save face in front of friends and family and say, oh, I'm just giving her what she wanted. And in actuality, I would have done anything to save my marriage. And he was actually the one that kicked my daughter and I out and was lying to me for months.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think that Emily knows all about this one. Emily knows all about how they don't apologize properly.
Yeah, I was actually just listening to a video about this the other day too. How when they get upset, they're never really upset. Like when you catch them and they get upset, they're not upset about anything regarding you. They're upset that they got caught. They're mad that they got caught. They're not sad that they hurt you. They're sad that they got caught. Their tears are literally because they got caught, and they're sad that now they have to face the consequences. So don't fall for the tears and everything else.
The caca-baloney show.
Crocodile tears.
I was wondering how long it would take before I would get the baloney. I got to come up with a picture so when you do it, it can pop up on the screen with a slap noise, like it's thrown against the screen and just goes.
Baloney.
In 6 years, my ex-husband apologized to me maybe 5 times, and it was usually, if not always, because he wanted something.
Yep. They're down and out. It didn't work out with the next person. They're sitting around thinking about, they have moments that they know it's them.
They thinking about you, right? They sitting there going like, maybe I should give her a text or call.
Yeah, they're sitting around thinking about how, man, I'm never going to find anybody like them again. You got that right, bud. You got that right.
They did the laundry. They worked. They helped me out. They helped me out.
You know?
I sat on the couch and ate Cheetos, and they went to work.
Yes, that's what they do. They sit around
Freeloaders,
and live off of
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now,
Bums.
now
They're bums.
I have to ask a question about this one. It's the third one down. They don't understand how their behavior makes others feel.
You know what? I'm gonna correct that. Okay.
Go ahead.
Because there's a lot of people out there saying this right now. I'm hearing them on TikTok and so on and so forth. They really don't understand. They really don't understand. No. Listen, I've been around these people since I was born. They do understand. They just don't care.
Or they wouldn't hide their behavior.
Thank you. If they can go to the gym for 4 hours, or they can spend 4 hours smoking pot, they can seriously, they know how their behavior would make other people feel. They just choose to do it anyway. So Google's gonna get this. We're
gonna have to get a rewind on that. That was beautiful what you just said, Trace. But I'm sorry, Elizabeth. What did you just say? I don't have a rewind. I'm gonna have to come up with something, a noise. You said they wouldn't hide what?
Oh, I said that they do know what they're doing. Otherwise, they wouldn't hide their behavior. They wouldn't lie. They wouldn't hide things, and they wouldn't try to be sneaky because they know what they're doing is wrong.
They're weasels.
There it is. Go ahead.
However, they don't care how it makes us feel.
Right.
They don't care because they have no
wouldn't
empathy.
hide it. They know they're doing what's wrong, or they wouldn't hide it. How can that number 3, that they actually understand what they're doing, how can that be applied in a situation where it's a family situation?
Oh, well, it's family. They're gonna blackmail you even more. Hey, your family, you got to put up with my caca baloney because you're my daughter, or you're my you're my brother, or you're whomever. You got to put up with my crap because at the end of the day, we're family. So it's even worse.
So if a young person tries to have a sit down and say, I just want to express my feelings on certain things that have transpired and happened while we lived together, or maybe you moved out, didn't move out, and you want to talk with your parent, Emily, whether you can relate to this or not, or maybe you can speak to this, or everybody, are there guilty and shameful feelings that you're betraying your family or not honoring your parent if you want to discuss things and how certain things were said and done to make you feel? What's your take on it? What's your thought on it?
I am super vocal personally. So I have a certain level of maybe just very closeness with my parents too. My relationship is kind of different because my mom is kind of more of like a friendship kind of a mom. So yeah, I say whenever I think that I've gone through something. When I was younger, I was the black sheep, so I wasn't ever really believed or listened to. But now that I'm older and my family can see that I'm well put together, I'm successful, they can't like use those things, those tactics anymore to just make me look like a crazy, I have distance now. So.
Wow. When now you say black sheep, a number of people, the majority, I say over half, watch our shows. They're just beginning their journey. So when you say black sheep, what does black sheep mean when you say it, and what you experience as a black sheep, so they can get an idea? Because maybe someone else is going through the same thing and they don't know the difference between golden child, black sheep, and all the above. Give us a little bit.
Well, the black sheep, they kind of blame everything on, and they'll just find ways to make that person act out. So that person will often turn to drugs or some other sort of self-harmful behavior to try and escape constantly being blamed and put down. And when that person reacts, they go, oh, see, there you go. She's yelling. She's being crazy. It's her.
Yeah. They pick the one that the black sheep is usually the truth teller of the family. They're the ones that they have no holds barred on what they're going to say. and they usually tell it like it is. And so that really ticks off the rest of the family, because what you're supposed to do in a narcissistic family unit is you're supposed to hush everything and allow the narcissism to go on and continue. So when you're saying, no, I don't want this to go on, and I've had enough and I'm not putting up with it anymore, you become the black sheep. You become the person that's bad. You're the baddie now, and you're the one that needs to be punished and silent treated and all that. And that's what you're going to say.
Elizabeth, did you experience that in your relationship during your marriage, of being that person who wanted to get at the truth, who wanted to have that truthful relationship, but they tried to make sure you were receiving the silent treatment, like Trace just mentioned?
I think more in the sense that I knew something was wrong from the very beginning, but I didn't know how to articulate it. I didn't know exactly what was wrong until I got out of the situation. And then once I was out of the situation, I had clarity around it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not crazy. And these are all the things that I was experiencing. And this is what he was. And he's never going to change, because he can't change, because it's his personality, and you can't change your personality. Yeah.
It wasn't until you were out of the situation, but you knew something was off.
Correct.
Couldn't put your finger on it. Did anybody ever come to you, a friend, family member, and say, hey, I'm thinking something's wrong with him?
No, but they were upset at his disturbing behaviors, because he would ridicule me in front of my friends and family. He would be too rough with me and be too physical with me in front of friends and family, so that when I went to court, I had witnesses that could be at court to testify to the fact that he treated me in an abusive fashion.
You've heard a lot of stories, experiences, lives like this, Tracy. Yes?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'll tell you what, I've been coaching now for 5 years, and I mean, these stories out there, they're bad. They're bad. These are not. It's not getting any better, is what I should say out there. That's the unfortunate truth. I can't candy coat that. The only thing that's happening that's good is that good people are getting educated so that they can muster up the courage to walk away and understand that this is not normal. I want to touch upon this comment over here. I think it was Tanya wrote, my mother, Mommy Munchausen. So that is another form of serious abuse that goes on. And I'll use the word codependent. Okay. It goes right along with the Munchausen syndrome. It's I need you to not be well so that you depend on me. You see this in a lot of family dynamics, a lot of narcissistically abusive relationships, and I'm talking even for intimate partners too.
Wow.
It's this, I need you not to be well so that you depend upon me. And then I feel like that the reward is going to be me. And you see, Sigmund Freud talked about this. He talked about how the demise of the boy is the mother who sheltered the boy and didn't let the boy grow up.
Wow.
And look, I mean, how many years ago did he talk about this? And look where we're at today as a society. It's the truth. Let me shelter you. Let me baby you. Never let you leave the nest so that you don't go out there and learn hard lessons. You always can come back and we'll placate your behavior. You stay right here with mama, I mean, but it's the truth. It's sick. It is generational crap, as you stated, Tanya.
That's literally cutting the wings off of a person.
Exactly.
I want to get to, by the way, if everybody's watching and you're new, we can chat with one another in a private chat while the show is going on, the guests and myself. And I see there is a YouTube video. Correct me, Elizabeth, if I say this wrong. There's a YouTube video. You've got the link here that I will be able to give to everyone when the show is done. You'll have it in the description. And there, when they click on that link, what will they be able to get that you're sharing, Elizabeth? Go ahead and tell everybody.
Well, I can't put it in the general comment section, so I
Yeah,
sent
right.
it to you in our
I'll put it.
private chat. But it's my full story, the full 6 years of my relationship with Tracy on her channel.
And Trace, your channel is?
Trace Face It.
Okay, everybody, you know you're going to see that in the description, of course. Just for the record, and I'm going to do this real quick since we're all sitting here together. Just for the record, you can find Tracy all over our channel. So she's everywhere. She's everywhere.
With different colored hair every year.
Yeah.
She's everywhere. Oh, I only put 2 right here. I was going to put all of the ones that I have, which was way more than 2 of you different hairstyles. But I said, no, I'm not going to do that to everybody today. But look for whatever video pops up there. It's not a problem. I appreciate all of you being here today with us. We're nearing the end of the show, but I'm going to put this up on the screen because I want Emily to go first. And it's not what you think, Emily. So whatever I told you before, I'm going to do that too. But this is something different because I love having surprises. People have no idea. So I want to thank everybody for being here. We try to have a positive, informative, and encouraging show, but yet very much so a real talk experience. But here we go. Emily, you get to go first. Elizabeth can go, of course, after you. And Tracy, you pull into the party whenever you pull into the party. So here we go. Give me and the audience, Emily, any red flag that they should be looking out for from your experience, from your knowledge. If you had to give advice to younger generations, what should they keep in mind when it comes to dealing with narcissistic abuse, narcissistic behavior or traits?
Oh, I love this. I love this question.
You had, well, first of all, you had no idea what was coming, but thank you for saying that. Go ahead.
Yes. I would say be wary of the social media apps. People think it's normal and it's cool. It's fun to just be on Snapchat and things like that all day. But to me, if somebody's on Snapchat, that's a sign of immaturity, and it's a sign of things that are probably they're probably hiding because it's a chat that deletes itself. Someone who's on their phone like all the time, and they don't want you to ever see their phone. They won't even leave their phone down on the table when they leave the room. They have to have it by their side 24/7. Those are, because our generation is so glued to technology, those are the big red flags that when you're younger, you have to be on the lookout for.
Wow, good point. I didn't see that coming. That's pretty cool. I love it. Awesome. Anything else? Anything else you want to put in the red flags, male or female, or anybody needs to keep in mind?
Just any signs of dishonesty. The first sign of dishonesty, the first time they lie, even if they say, "Oh, I just wanted to see if I could get you to believe that," or "Oh, it was just, I'm just playing around." That's absolutely no. That's your boundary that you need to set right there, is that you don't accept lies.
Beautiful.
Amen.
Beautiful. Yeah, I got you on that. That's good. Okay, Elizabeth, if you could, oh my goodness, yeah. By the way, family's back, everybody. So we're gonna end up having to let Elizabeth. Oh look! Oh my goodness, how beautiful she is. Wait, she gets.
Thank you. You say you're beautiful. You say you're beautiful.
That's for you. That's for you, little one. You take care of your mom. Okay.
Yes.
See, you get me all mushy over here as the father of 2 daughters. But go ahead.
To answer your question, same
Red
thing
flag.
in line with what Emily said. One of the first things that I should have paid attention to was that he lied to me. And what he lied to me about was the fact that he was divorced, and that was in our very first conversation. And come to find out, he hadn't even started getting a divorce from his first ex-wife.
Wow.
And that should have been I let it slide because I thought he was too embarrassed and ashamed to tell me, but that should have been a huge red flag. And then he mimicked everything that I liked, which should also be a huge red flag. So, for example,
Yep.
I've been a Christian my entire life, and he pretended that, oh, I'm a Christian too, and I was raised in the same kind of church that you were, and this, that, and the other. And I should have paid attention to his fruits, and he had no fruits. So that's a big one. If somebody's pretending to be into all the same things that you like, and music and shows and everything, that's really weird. They should have their own things that they're into. Also, bursts of anger. And I think those are some, saying that, I'm just joking, you can't take a joke, and really passive aggressive behavior. So not being overtly aggressive, but kind of like, hidden
Little jabs.
aggression.
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, he would tell me when he thought I was being stupid, he would say, or he would ask, and you're the one with the college degree, because he doesn't have a college degree. So he was insinuating through passive aggressive behavior that I was stupid.
Man, there's a lot there I want to unpack, but we're going to be ending the show soon. So you're just going to have to come back.
Again.
You're just going to have to come back. You too, Emily. Truly appreciate it. Wow, you said a lot. Both of you have said a lot to think about. Trace, what do you say?
Yep. I say, you gotta really listen to your gut. I mean, if you go on a first date with somebody and your gut is kind of screaming at you, no thanks. Don't do that thing where you're like, oh, but they did the thing where they opened the door. But they opened the door for
They're so
me.
cute.
I was trying not to
he's
laugh.
trying. He's
So attracted.
He's so sweet.
trying.
He's got such big biceps.
Oh, and then you got to look at like squirrely behavior, like nervous behavior, like sneaky nervous body language, because they'll do it. They're squirrely, and they're insecure people. You got to remember something, you guys. Narcissists are the most insecure people on the planet. Unhealthy people are very insecure, whatever word you want to use. They're insecure, so their body language is going to show you that they're nervous all the time. They're sneaky, they're weaselly, and I just want to say too, you got to take a look at how they lived their life. Do they have bump mentality? Like, do they live off of other people their whole lives? Like, never lived on their own? Are they cheap with things? Do they actually own a vehicle that can drive? Do they, things like this? You have to pay attention to these things, because it's do they take care of themselves? Do they even know how to take care of themselves? Because it's going to scream at you what you're going to be dealing with in the end. What you see in the beginning, don't ignore that stuff, because that's going to come back to bite you in the end. These things that you're like, oh, but he opened the door and he's so nice. Like, that doesn't pay the bills.
To my mom. He says hi to my mom. And
that doesn't pay the bill.
Handsome.
Makes my dad laugh.
Yeah, that don't pay the bills. You know what? And eventually, I just want to tell everybody that who somebody is, it's going to come out, but you have to give that time. And I'm going to remind people, they don't bathe, Tanya. They do not bathe. And that is such a clear-cut indicator they're rotten hygiene. But anyways, you got that right.
Oh,
but
that's a good one.
It's the truth. I have a video called Narcissists and Hygiene. Go check it out on YouTube. If you type in Narcissists and Hygiene, you'll see that video. I was one of the first people to talk about their stink. And so anyway...
Talk about their what again? Say it again. Talk about their
stink.
What? I love when you say it.
Their stink.
I love the way you say it.
And anyway, I just have to say that you have to pay attention to this stuff. Now, are we all perfect out there? Like, obviously everybody, but these people don't self-reflect. And what I was going to say is it takes 2 years to get to know someone. 2 years at the very least.
That's true. I was going to say the minimum.
Yes.
Really, minimum.
Don't
36 months, really. But
don't go accepting invites for engagements after 6 months. Don't do it. I don't care if you're doing the Christian thing. Don't do it. Don't go getting engaged, because you don't know them yet. You don't know them.
Yeah.
And when they show you who they are the first time, you believe them and you walk away. You can go.
My mistake.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of agreement from everybody.
Yeah.
But Tanya, really, you got us, Tanya, with this one. They don't bathe. I like that.
My ex-husband religiously showers. He showers every day. However, he doesn't go to the dentist regularly. So I think that there are he's too lazy to. I mean, he hasn't been to the dentist in over 3 years, and
Yeah,
sometimes he does have stinky breath because of it, because he probably has some cavities.
It's far worse than that. Okay.
You know what's funny is you guys, the audience can't see all three of you. I wish I could put everybody. Well, actually, I can just put everybody back on the screen. But it's just kind of nice having the thing up there. But you guys, that was pretty good. That was funny. They don't take care of themselves. So let me get over here, everybody, because I got some more stuff, and then we got to say goodbye to you people, because these ladies got to go party. They're going to go party.
Gotta go eat dinner.
I am not gonna go party.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Just
party
when I
is
put it
literally
up,
me
you
eating
had
a
a
salad and going to bed.
tail right there in your face there.
You gotta work, Tracy.
So,
I gotta go to work. Yeah.
So, Tracy, you are one of the rare coaches that deal with clients on a Friday. So tell everybody about that real quick, and then I got something to put up. And then we got to be heading out of here.
The big thing is narcissistic abuse doesn't work that, oh, your scheduled appointment is going to be Thursday at 1:00. I mean, I have those clients, and thankfully I have them, and we meet every week. But even those clients will more often than not contact me on the weekend and say, can you take me this weekend? And I always do. I will always find a slot time for you. I work with every country. I make the time. I wake up early enough. I go to bed late so that I can meet with you, because this is how narcissistic abuse works. It usually happens on the weekends and nights that your mind is going, or the narcissist is trying to text you, or whatever it may be, and that's when you need the most support. So I offer that, and that's basically how I this business runs for me, and how I have a private practice is because I offer that, and I know, because I know how important it is, because I remember wishing back in the day when I was going through this, I wished I had somebody that did that.
And now everybody knows you got an opportunity to reach out to Trace Face It on YouTube. Get a hold of Tracy. Of course, you'll find a lot of the information in the description. You beautiful ladies have been here, and I really appreciate it. Elizabeth and Emily, appreciate you being here. What does that say? My coach finds the time for me too. I love her. That's very sweet.
Good. It's good that you found somebody, and it's important to find somebody that you relate to and that you trust.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to give a shout out here to the two ladies here. So here we go.
Bye, everybody. Be back soon.
We love all of you guys for being here, but we're going to get a real quick round robin of as fast as you can. Advice, Emily. Last thing you want to say. Anything you want to say to some person just starting Googling their journey and trying to get free from a narc.
I know it's easier than it sounds, but be ready to cut people off. Yep.
Wow.
You gotta be ready to do solo rides sometimes.
Wow.
Yes.
I like that. You need a hoodie that says that.
Yes.
Get ready to do solo rides. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Riding solo.
I like that. That's pretty good. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Yeah, I think that as much as you can do no contact, you definitely should. I know it's hard when you're parenting with that person to do that, but as much as possible, that's key. And I know that it's really hard. And when you're in front of them, they will try to manipulate you. And there's something else I was going to say too. Give me just a second. Or maybe I lost it. If I think of it, I'll interrupt. But yeah.
Tracy, your turn, Tracy.
My advice is get support. A lot of people think I can do this on my own and just watch YouTube videos, but invest in yourself. Literally, get yourself a coach. Do one of my groups that I run. The cat just
whatever you do, get a cat that will come into your live show. Go ahead, Trace. You were saying
the cat brings it all to the score end.
Yeah.
But there's mine in the background too. He's getting hungry. But listen, you got to get support, and groups really do help. Getting into a group, coming on one of my retreats. You know, my biggest thing is I have to have worked with you for at least 6 months before I'm going to suggest you come to a group. because that's just important that I know where you're at, and we place people in the right situations together. So, but that's yeah, I enjoy helping people get through this because I know exactly what you're going through at every stage of it. I know.
I remembered what I was going to say. I would have bet $1 million that my ex-husband wasn't going to try to come back into my life. And I thought potentially him and his mistress would be together forever. And I just kind of mentally prepared myself for that because he had so much pride and he never would hardly say that he was sorry. Like I said, only about a handful of times in 6 years. So just be prepared that you think they're not going to come back, but they probably are going to.
Yep. And when they do, yeah,
Run.
you can give them this cup. Give them this cup when we return. Just don't say anything.
Like you said, would you say run? Give them the cup.
Run.
Just gonna
Literally.
run. Okay, I'm gonna put this up because we're gonna say goodbye. And like usual, everybody, as you know, you've asked for me to play music on the way out, and we let it play for a while, and you can keep the chat going. But our guests are gonna have to take off. But I gotta put this up for you, ladies, before you go. I know you may have seen it. Bam. There it is. They consider you 3 lovely young ladies.
So,
thank you so much. I'm glad you guys were a part of it.
Above. So we appreciate all of you. Hey, we got to go, everybody. All right?
Yes.
We love you guys, but we're out of here.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Good to see you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hey, I see you. You better go. That was fun. First time in a long time doing an NATV live with you and just people telling their side of the story. So enjoy the music on the way out. I'm still sitting here. If you want to chat, I'll throw it up on the screen. Enjoy your Friday. Man, that was very enlightening. Yeah. Way cool. Hey, so what do you guys think? I should just keep putting them up there? Why not? You guys want to hang around? Great. Let's see. I think we got something else coming. Ooh, we do. What else you guys got for me? Yeah. What a show this has been. You keep putting in the comments, I'll throw them up there. And then, of course, it'll be time for me to skedaddle. Skedaddle. It's funny. What a show. You guys are funny. Funny people, funny people. Don't let that narcissist hold you to the fire and make you believe you are crazy. Don't you fall for those antics. It's the weekend. There are a number of things that can take place in your life. Some of them are out of your control. One thing is for sure, nobody can stop you from dancing. Go ahead. Go right ahead. It's one thing to know the terminology. It's another thing to know the glossary on narcissism. It's another thing to live narc-free. So many of you telling us what you're accomplishing. Oh, man. Sticking to the piece, being patient. Focus on yourself, not on the narc. This has been another NATV Live. Like I said, it's been quite a while. We've been putting on shows for everybody else. Yes, if you'd like to join us and be a part of the show or come on in or call in, all you have to do, we're going to be putting up a membership thing for you there so you can become a member, 99 cents or whatever it is, $1, and then you can be vetted and be on the show. So, cost you 99 cents or $1 a month or whatever it is. We'll come up with something for you. Just hang in there. Give us another 7-10. The next 15 days, we'll put something together for you. But for right now, look, people, we can be here all night or we can be here all day, but we can't be here all night and day. You guys are awesome. Awesome, awesome. Awesome sauce. Awesome. We've had fun today. Live show, 2 live shows for you on a Friday. Gave you 3 other lives during the week. Yeah. NATV Network, home of NATV podcasts and NATV Radio. Later, people. Thank you, Tanya. Love you, people.